What's up, everybody? This is Dominic here to talk about today's General Hospital episode. Today's episode had some points of it that I actually liked. Some good points of it I actually liked, and some points I actually wanted to stab myself in the eye. I wanted to stab myself in the eye looking at some of it. Kind of getting sick of all this Sabrina propping, but I will say this about Sabrina today. I am glad she finally grew a pair. She stood up to Epiphany and basically got an Epiphany. Well, because Epiphany it was good to see her today again too. Patrick was basically telling Epiphany, why the hell would you say she cheated? And Epiphany told her something like she found like a test sample in Sabrina's locker, and she was saying she got every question right, and that's never happened on the test. And then Patrick was basically like, don't you think don't you think she maybe just know what she's talking about? I mean, come on now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's happened before. A nursing student got every question right on the test. I'm pretty sure that's happened before. Give me a break. I'm sure that's happened before. Anyway, but yeah, I can see that. I mean, I can see that this actually some character growth for Sabrina. Like I said, she finally grew a pair and grew some cojones and basically stood up for herself. She's flat out said she's not a doormat. Sabrina, you've kind of been acting like a doormat since you've been on the show. But maybe this is a new side of Sabrina. Maybe she's gonna finally stand up to Britt's ass, and from what I hear in the promo, she's gonna finally tell Patrick that he's the one that she had the crush on, and that I don't know where that's gonna go. But for what I'm hearing, she will be the one to tell Patrick that. But she's gonna flat out finally tell Patrick that he's the one she had the crush on. Anyway, but I will say it was kind of good to see Sabrina and Epiphany go at each other in scenes today, and I like the fact that Epiphany did let her retake the test and whatnot, and we all know Britt snuck that damn answer question in Sabrina's locker. We all knew she did that. I'm sick of this Brit stuff too. Could they just hurry up and redeem the character? From what I'm hearing, they're going to try to redeem the character. Would they just hurry up and redeem the character already? I mean, seriously. Now let's talk about Sonny and Carly. Those two have to be the biggest hypocrites on the show, but I love them. I live for Sonny and Carly. But they seriously have to be and Carly was looking good today. I'm loving her lower right shorter. I'm loving her hair shorter. But those two, Sonny and Carly, have to be the biggest hypocrites on this whole show. So Carly was basically going at Sonny, basically ranting to Sonny as to why he slept with Connie. And he basically said that because we all know that Kate came back because of Sonny and Connie slept together. And I'm still that whole storyline. This whole storyline is getting on my damn nerves. I'm either try to fast forward through that. I just roll my eyes at that. Anyway, but yeah, but Carly and Sonny. The best thing about their scenes were, like I said, I love Carly and Sonny together. But the best thing about their scenes were the reason Carly came over there was to tell Sonny that Morgan was going to a class trip, going on a trip to Washington, and what got me was Carly said when Morgan comes home, well, maybe you two can spend time together. And I'm reading in spoilers that Sonny's gonna need a son that actually cares about him, because when I'm reading in spoilers, Sonny's gonna say that he actually believes he's fully lost Michael to the core remains, lost Michael to AJ. So maybe Morgan coming home can give Sonny some peace. And y'all know when Morgan come home, he gonna be grown as hell, right? I mean, because he like 18, 19, something like that. So we all know Morgan's going to. I'm still bitching and complaining about that Rafe's not Morgan. I actually wanted the guy that played Rafe to be Morgan. He looked like he could seriously be Sonny's child. I mean, he seriously looked like he could be Sonny's kid. But I digress. Maybe they should bring Morgan on for Sabrina or somebody. Because I'm not necessarily feeling Sabrina and Patrick like that. I'm not really feeling them like that. But maybe they should bring Morgan on for Sabrina. Because when they do bring Morgan on, he will be aged a little bit. He will be aged. Because from what I think Christina has been aged. I know Christina's over 21. She's over 21 because she was been in damn bars drinking, going to bachelor parties, bachelorette parties drinking. So I think Chris Morgan's like a year younger than Christina, a year or two younger than Christina. So I think when Morgan comes back, he's gonna be like at least 20. He's gonna be at least 20. Anyway, like I said, maybe they can bring him on for Sabrina or somebody. Maybe that could be a good team because he is in military school. He's supposed to be in military school. So, but we all know he's gonna graduate. He's gonna come back grown as hell. But anyway, don't know who they're gonna get to play Morgan. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be Rick Hurst's son because Rick Hurst, who I want to come back as my Rick Lance. I love me some Rick and Liz and some Rick and Alexis back in the day. But I'm hearing it may be Rick Hurst's oldest son, which I think his oldest son's like is at least college age or out of college or about to be out of college. So that would be pretty cool to see him come on as Morgan. But anyway, but like I said, we all know Morgan's gonna be because Morgan's like 2 years older than Molly. From what I'm understanding, I think he's 2-3 years older than Molly. And Molly's 15. So that will make Morgan's at least 18. He's got to be at least 18 to 19. He's got to be at least out of high school. I would say that. Anyway, moving on. Like I said, those were the only good thing I got out of Sonny and Carly scenes. I love those two, but that's the only thing I really got out of their scenes today. Now I'm gonna tell you what I lived for today. I lived for Todd and Heather. I lived for them today. Todd and Heather, every time they have them on screen together, I love them. Todd and Heather are basically sitting there talking to each other about, and shockingly, Heather was the person actually making a lot of sense when it came to Todd today. She basically gave Todd a sense of hope today. She basically told Todd that Heather apparently is going off to a maximum facility at I think isn't she going back to Ferncliff or something like that? She's going to a maximum facility and whatnot. And we know this is probably not the last we've seen of Heather Weber. And she actually kind of told Todd she actually doesn't regret 90% of everything she's done. The only thing she regret is getting Stephen Lars being hurt. And I swear I can start a drinking game at the times Heather had said Stephen Lars. I'm serious. I could start a drinking game at the times she said Stephen Lars. But anyway, moving along. But yeah, I mean, I love those scenes today. Todd basically thanked Heather. Heather basically told Todd that she's gonna basically take the rap for everything that went down with not the hostage crisis. I'm thinking about something else. Everything basically, she's gonna take the blame and take the rap for everything Todd's done. Well, for the baby switch, and she's gonna take the rap for the him and Lucy breaking out of Ferncliff. She's gonna take the blame for all of it and whatnot. She's basically saying, I'm already going down for stabbing my son, so I might as well take the blame for everything else. But she basically flat out, there's other things, so she said she's going to take the rap for it, but her taking the rap for it wouldn't do anything if Johnny doesn't back off. Apparently Johnny has some goons. And I ain't seen Johnny in like 2 weeks. I ain't seen Johnny in like 2 weeks. From what I hear, Brandon Barash isn't leaving the show, but I hadn't seen him in like a while. And I know he's been auditioning for primetime stuff, so I don't know. But I hadn't seen Johnny in a long time. Apparently he's still in Pentonville. I don't like the fact that they're kind of hitting towards him and Christina. I'm not feeling that. I'm sorry. I wouldn't mind him getting back with Olivia. I wouldn't mind that since Steve is going to be off the show. Anyway, speaking of Steve, let's just talk about Steve. I actually love those scenes between him and Dante today. He basically told Dante he feels he's doing the right thing, and he asked Dante, "Do you think I'm doing the right thing?" And Dante basically said, "If this is what you want to do, you should do it." And I understand why he did it because he's basically know he's going to jail, and he said, "What's he gonna do? Have Olivia move out to Memphis and visit him every 2 months? I mean, visit him like twice a month." And I agree with him, and I do agree with Stephen Lars. Like I said, I'd rather them just kill him off and just call him off the jail, because we know when they send you off the jail. And hell, nowadays when they kill you off on these shows, you can come back. But anyway, I wouldn't really mind Scott Reeves going back to the Young and the Restless because that's where he got his like start from on the Young and the Restless as Ryan McNeil. I wouldn't mind him going back to there, but that will be another return from the dead storyline. And from what I understand, Jill Friend Phelps and them don't do the first return from the dead storylines too greatly. But they don't do them well. But anyway. But I actually felt sorry for Stephen, because I felt sorry for Olivia today. I mean, she was sitting there talking to Connie, and like I said, I tolerated Connie today. I mean, I think Kelly Sullivan is a great actress, but I mean, well, not Connie, Kate. And I think Kate is also very boring, in my opinion. I think she's boring. I want Connie back. At least Connie's more comedic. From what I hear, speaking of Connie, there may be a third altar. I said fourth, but a third altar. That there seriously may be a third altar. Kelly Sullivan gave an interview recently. So I think it's the March 4th through the 18th version of ABC Soaps in Death. She gave an interview and said that she thinks there's possibly a third altar that probably will appear, which would be a teenage version of Connie, that the one that fell in love with Sonny. I mean, I'm not feeling that. I'm sorry. I'm sick of DID. I'm sure some of you guys are sick of DID. But that's just what I hear. And also next week, that damn book, Love and Maine, will be coming out. Now I think it also comes out in real life. I mean, and I also got some insight about that book. According to Richard from ABC Soaps in Death, I think the editor-in-chief of ABC Soaps in Death, he does a podcast on Mondays. He normally does a podcast on Mondays, and he basically spilled a little tea on this. He said that book, Love in Maine, actually has nothing to do with General. Originally had nothing to do with General Hospital. The publishers of that book came to Ron Carlivati and asked him, can he work the book into a storyline? And I guess the book was to give Molly something to do, because, truth be told, before all this book situation came into play, she really didn't have much to do before all that. She has a lot to do now with this whole triangle situation with her trying to fight her feelings for Rafe and still wanting to be with TJ, which I'm hearing that's where that storyline's going. From what I understand, that's where that storyline's going. But that book really had nothing to do with GH at first. But the publishers went to Ron Carlivati and asked him, can he work something into it, and worked it into a storyline. So that's how that book became to be. So next week, according to spoilers, the book comes out, and it is the scene. The launch of Connie's book is the scene of a scandal, from what I understand. And it also says that Molly's going to be very displeased that the book's actually going to be a hit, but the main thing people love about the book is the sexed up stuff Connie put in there. And I have a feeling this is going to give Molly some ideas. But anyway, about sex, I have a feeling that's coming. Anyway, that's really all I got. I don't have any One Life to Live. Well, I kind of do have some One Life to Live updates. Also, according to Richard from Soaps in Death, he also said that from what there's nothing new with Roger. Well, not Roger Howarth. There's nothing new with Kristen Alderson and Michael Leeson. But if you guys have been following Michael Leeson on Facebook, he kind of sounds defeated. From what I understand, he does not want to go back to One Life to Live. From what I hear, One Life to Live may start shooting is about to go into production. I think they may start shooting next week. But from what I understand, they probably start shooting next week. But there's nothing new about Kristen Alderson and Roger Howarth. And even the guy from Soaps in Death actually said he actually talked to yesterday. Excuse me. He actually talked to Kristen Alderson's management. Actually talked to her people, and they said they have nothing. They have nothing to confirm. They have nothing to confirm. They basically don't know anything about it. So he basically said they failed to. They also kind of failed to say anything about it. They just didn't talk about it. But anyway, that's all I got for today's episode. Let me know what you guys thought about today's episode at the bottom of the screen. If I left anything out, let me know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting episode. It's going to be a vet field episode. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is Dominant checking out. Peace. God bless. And I'm out.